We've been deceived to think that we're African because the white man doesn't want us to know who we really are.
So you're saying that...
Because we are very special people.
Okay, so you're saying we're not different from the Zulus?
We are different from them. We're different from the East Africans.
In terms of what?
We look different from them. We're a different lineage of people. This is different. When you see a Somalian, can you identify yourself with them? No, they're different.
Well, this is Psalms 44, verse 11. God has given us like sheep, wanted for meat, and has scattered us.
So what about Zulus? You're saying that Zulus are, what are they, black or not black? What?
The word black, we need to forget about this word. Alright? Because we're not black.
Even the Hamite, even they ain't black, brother.
No one's black. No one's black, no one's orange, right? No one's green. Alright? We have national identities, national identities. Alright? Ancient nationalities. The Arabs, they're called Ishmaelites. We're called Israelites. The so-called white race, they're called Edomites. Alright? The indigenous people of Africa, like the Somalian, the Ethiopian, they're Cushites or Hamites. Okay? The East Indians are Elamites. The Chinese are Moabites. You understand? You have ancient nationalities. The ones that we have now, those are not the ancient ones. You understand what I'm saying? We need to identify ourselves who we once was. We are special people.
You see what you gotta go by as well. You gotta go by what did the Most High call us? What does He identify us with? That's what we have to go back to. Not this black man, African man, white man. We have to run that, man. Because that's all Esau's philosophy. That's the so-called white man's bullshit. Now, like the brother was saying, the term Indian, black, African, Chinese. Hey man, Esau named all of those other nations. All of them other nations those names. Okay, they didn't name themselves that. Okay, yes, so I'll tell you what, brother, get beyond Isaiah 60. I didn't speak like that. Yes. You know, it speaks about the covering council. Yes, Isaiah 60.
I'll go to a precept for that.
Yeah? Get your precept. But you and Isaiah already know.
This is Deuteronomy 14 verse 2. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all the nations that are upon the earth.
But you know though, brother, that's not, I don't want to get into that. I want to dive into the whole identity of it, man.
Isaiah 60 verse 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth.
Right, the darkness shall cover the earth. What is the darkness? White man, black man, African man, Chinese man, and all and other things as well. That can include these different philosophies, these different religions. That can also include in the darkness. But we're mainly dealing with the identity. Go on.
And gross darkness the people.
Yeah.
The Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
Right, so it says gross darkness. Because people everybody out here don't know who they are. Including the East, what is it, all of the West Africans, the East Indians, the so-called white people, the Arabs, they don't know who they are. Really, well, I'll say this. The Arabs do know who they are. They know that they come from a man by the name of Ishmael. In the Bible, okay, they know this. Ishmael. Originally, they know that their fathers go back to the Bible, okay, which is Ishmael. Now you have even the East Africans, Somalia, Ethiopia. They know. I'm not saying all of them, but I'll say a good handful of them know that their fathers go back to the Bible first. Or corrupt. You understand? So you got certain nations that know who they are, but the majority of them don't know who they are. Okay? But our people in particular, which we're dealing with, they don't have a clue who they are. They're going by the labels that was put upon them. Alright? But what we're doing right now is we're taking away the comfort gospel. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing. What's going on is right now we're showing you We're pretty much breaking away the false names that you were given and revealing to you the truth and who you really are. Go on.
Yeah. That's the point of that one.
Yeah, that's
I'll go another one. Isaiah 59 verse 10. We grope for the wall like the blind.
right. We broke. Read that again.
We grope for the wall like the blind.
We broke like the wall for the. Read that again, man. I didn't quote like that.
We grope for the wall like the blind.
Right.
And we grope as if we had no eyes.
Right. In other words, you know when you're at nighttime, right? Like you're putting your hands out like this to see good if you're not in the wall. So our people, they're in this state of darkness right now. They're trying to find some kind of truth. And everywhere they go, they ain't found the truth. Like for example, you got the Rastafarians. They believe that they're Ethiopian. Yeah, Ethiopian. They'll go back to Ethiopia. Rastafari. That's what they believe in. But that's not true. Just because something's been taught to you, and it's been conditioned in your mind to believe it, so don't make it true. Because originally those people ain't from Ethiopia. They don't even know about Ethiopia. They can't even spell it. Okay? You even got the ones about people in America. They believe that they go back to one of the people of Egypt.
Then you should talk to my uncle because he used to be a Rastafarian.
Okay, well you can bring it. That's fine. You know, because we talk to everybody. But what I'm saying is, even my people down in America, right? You got what you call the Black Consciousness movement. A lot of them guys, they think that they either go back to the Egyptians, okay? But when you actually understand something and you study the people of ancient Egypt and you look at the relics and the pictures, you find out that those people, the original Egyptians that enslaved the Israelites, which was our people, are the people of Sudan, the Dinkas. Those are the actual Egyptians today. Okay, but what happened was this: you got a precept, right? You're going. I don't want to hold you too long.
Revelation 20 verse 7.
Yeah.
And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison
Beautiful, brother. Go on.
and shall go out to deceive the nations
Right.
which are in the four quarters of the earth.
Read it again.
And verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison.
So it says, after the 1,000 years, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Now, figuratively speaking, Satan means the adversary. Now, the spiritual, you have the spiritual demon Satan, and you also have his physical counterpart. Now, what is this talking about? This is talking about the period where we was ruling Europe for 1,000 years. Okay, and while we was ruling Europe for 1,000 years, we had the so-called white man on lockdown. All right, he was in the Caucasus Mountains doing whatever he was doing. Okay, so that's what I was going into.
Yeah, they said that he would obviously emerge from the caves. You know, he was a caveman, right? So-called white race. That's what they call Caucasians, right?
Right.
But they came from the Caucasus Mountains.
Right.
And what happened was, over time, they started taking over all of Europe.
Right.
Or by and by, they started taking over, well, not all at once, but over time, they started taking down Spain, Constantinople, different parts of Europe, right? France, Portugal, and then now they're in power now.
Yep.
And the main thing that they did, they deceived everybody into thinking that that they were always in power. All right, they were everything. They were Adam. They were Eve. Yeah, the Caucasians, the so-called white race, who are the Edomites. That's their real identity. They deceive everybody. You're black, I'm white.
The original name is Caucasian.
Their original name is the Edomites. That's their ancient name. Before they were called the Romans, before they were called the Greeks, before they were called the Europeans or white race, they were the Edomites. Alright? That's who they are. The children of Esau, Edom. You read the Bible. Alright? And they are deceived, they are the wicked. They're the serpent. They're the bad guys of the Bible. Alright? They're the devil. They deceived everybody. In their identity. Saying, oh, you're black, I'm white. You know, we're the angels. We're Jesus Christ. We're this. We're the prophets. We're the King James. We're King Henry. They deceived everybody. Those were lies. And let me get it. This is Job
And since you're talking about that, I want to also say, but actually, no, read that and I'll talk about it later. We'll let the scriptures talk.
Joel chapter 9 verse 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Alright? So that's the same. It says you're going to have to deceive the nations, right? The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Covereth the faces of the judges thereof, if not where and who is he?
Right, because what you got to understand as well, when after we got done ruling Europe, the so-called white people came back into power. And what they done was, is in order for them to pretty much found their power as a foundation, they had to go all around the world to pretty much whitewash the dark images. Because we like, we as a people, we like to take pictures and stuff like that. All right, but at the time, we didn't have no cameras. So what we did was, we was good at the art. So we would paint different families and also prophets that was mentioned in the Bible and what have you. Yeah, that guy's bugged out his mind. So what I was saying is going back to what I was saying is basically they whitewashed all of the images, and this is why when you read certain Bibles, all you see is old white men with beards on their face. And so they can give you the idea that you're reading about so-called white people, when in fact the so-called white people are damned in the Bible. Okay? And it says that the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. That's a key component. Because it tells you in the book of Malachi, the first chapter, matter of fact,
Proverbs chapter 11 verse 18. The wicked worketh a deceitful work.
And that's what the so-called white man did. He deceived everybody into thinking that he's the Most High. They're the prophets of God. They're the people of God. And you even got our own people, if you could believe it, that think that they are God. Because for so long, they've had that Caesar piece pretty much inked into their mind. Matter of fact, where's the sign, brother? You gotta get the sign. You gotta get the Caesar sign. That's always gotta be out. Yeah, let me hold that so you can get the sign. Keep on. The what? Oh yeah. Oh, you can't do it with your whole mouth. Right. Let's see like this. And get the Yahweh Shah one out as well. This one right here. This picture right here. Yeah, if you can hold this better, because I can't. Okay. Yeah, so this is the reason why a lot of our people, as I've said, they actually think the so-called white people of God. Because they've been conditioned to believe that so-called white people are the people of the Bible. And that's why we've been getting for a long time on how, when our people come to the camp, they'll say, why are you reading the white man's book, the so-called white man's book? That's what they say. That's only because they've been conditioned to believe that pretty much they're the people of the Most High, and they're the people of the Bible.
You got a big statue of this guy in Lagos, Nigeria. Big. I don't know how many feet the statue is, but it's straight up. Just like this guy with thorns around his head. On a cross, man. In this Roman Catholic church in Lagos. And the congregation is full up of Igbos, Israelites. And they're all dancing and singing with this big statue, man. You know what I'm saying?
In Brazil, same thing in Brazil. You got the Northern Kingdom, because this ain't just no black thing. This is also, so you have the so-called blacks, of course, which is the so-called Negroes and so-called West Indians. However, you also have the Northern Kingdom. And when you go down to, let's just say Brazil, right? Which I pinpointed Brazil. They have that same doggone statue down there. Okay, they have the same thing, and they worship that like it's nothing. And when you talk to these people about the Bible, and you tell them, look, the Messiah was a so-called black man, they deny it. They don't want to accept and believe it. And it's the same thing with our people. You tell them, look, the Lord was a so-called black man. They don't want to hear it. Because in their mind, they want to believe in a hype that, okay, Esau's far superior. But that's not the case. Okay? The reality of the matter is we're the people of divinity. We're the people of we're the people of righteousness. Okay? And going back to what I was saying about when Esau came into power, what was it called? It was called the Renaissance era. Now the word Renaissance means the rebirth. The rebirth of what? The rebirth of this society. The rebirth of the revival of ancient Rome. So we're in the ancient Roman system. Okay, where the so-called white man is ruling again. The Edomites. You get your precept.
Listen, now you gotta listen, man. Because this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means.
Right. Yeah, let me get this, brother. I'll get it back to
Right.
you. I'm understanding.
For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
Right.
And that man of sin be revealed.
Right, so what was the fallen? The fallen was that how we would be put under subjection in the curses. Go on.
The son of perdition,
Right.
who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High,
Right.
or that is worshipped.
Right, and that's this picture right here. So when you go to every church, every Christian church, or any church that involves this you know, as they call it, God, right? You're gonna see these images up there. You're always gonna see these images up there because Esau wants to always make sure that you look at him as the superiority. Okay, it's like, for example, you know, you got our people, they'll talk about the elites concerning the whites, about, for example, white supremacy. So if we keep saying white supremacy, what are we saying? We're saying that they're supreme over us. Now, in the physical, you can say that because it's true. It's true, they are over us right now. But realistically speaking, they're not the supreme because
They
the Lord
were
Jesus.
over us ever since they came to Africa.
Right. East London is African thing. Yeah, go on.
And took us out of our land to
No, but Africa's
South
not on
America,
land.
West Indies, America.
Go on. Let me hear what you're saying again.
Yeah, I'm saying
Yeah.
they've had supremacy over us ever since they came to Africa and enslaved us and took us to South America, countries like Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, and West Indies, Jamaica, Cuba, Costa Rica.
Yeah.
And all those countries.
Yeah.
St. Lucia.
Yeah.
Right? America, Canada, right? That's ever since that day. Ever since that.
Well, you know what though?
They've had white supremacy.
But you know that I'm even go as far back. I'm gonna even go as far back. Because even in ancient Rome, he was under their supremacy. You understand? But there was a period of time when we rise. Because see what happened is in ancient Rome, the Roman Empire was taken over by us. So there was a time from Rome we started ruling. So it wasn't. So I mean, I gotta correct myself. It wasn't always the case of white supremacy. Okay, that was over our people. But what happened was this. Now going back to the point, he was ruling Europe, so we had the supremacy over them at one particular point in time, and then they came back into power, we're reading now, and they spread their supremacy. Okay, go on.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Yeah.
By the way whereof I speak unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Right.
And then ye shall be sold unto your enemies
Right.
for bondmen and bondwomen.
And that's what happened. We went on them cargo slave ships, and ever since that point, we got labeled as black, and that's also a part of their what is it, man? How can I put this? That's also a part of man, us being a part of their system. So in order for us to be a part of their system, they labeled us into something else, black, African. That's all it was.
That's what the indoctrination started.
We started from that point.
Forcing us to worship the white Jesus and stuff.
Right, and that too.
You know, when he started saying that you're niggas, you're Negroes, alright, you're not different from my horse. Okay, you're colored, man. You know, toiletries for colored people. You know what I'm saying? And then put toiletries for white people. You know, colored people. That's where the deception started. But the main thing that we're trying to get across to you is that Africans, right? Because I mean, everyone's African. But even you got white people, so-called white people.
You got Edomites that are down there.
You got Arabs that are Africans. So when you say African, that's a very broad terminology.
That's a very
So you need to be a lot more specific than that. You know, when you call yourself an African, there's a lot of people that are called African. There are white people that are called Africans. So what are you really? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Because the concept of referring to yourself as black, you need to think about that. And you need to think about this concept of being African. Because the label African is like an umbrella that covers nearly everybody that dwells in that continent. They're all called Africans. So what are you really? The people, the Bantus, the people that you're related to, they're Israelites. Their origin is Hebrew. Even though when you ask a Ghanaian man, some of them won't know. Because a lot of them, they've been deceived. A lot of them, they don't know. They've been taught not to know.
Yeah.
But when you go into the history, and you research it, it is a fact. We are the people of Yasharala, alright, or Israel. You spoke Hebrew language. Okay?
You know, too, now we gotta flip the script. Now, being that we told you this information, now what you can't do is now you gotta repent. Okay? Because see, we can't just keep teaching you the history. Now you're gonna have to make up your mind what you're gonna do. Okay? Because what's the reason? There's another reason why we're out here. The reason why we're out here is to tell the world and our people especially that judgment is coming. Okay? You got a precept on that? Huh? That's all right.
One question I have.
Yeah, go on.
If we were all in Africa,
Right.
all of us who were in Africa,
Not all of us, but yeah, go on.
would we be having this conversation?
I know what I think I know where he's going from. So what you're saying is if we were all in that one land,
Yeah.
would we be talking?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, we would.
we would still be talking because guess what? You would still have the remnant that would believe, that would come back to who they really are.
I'll go son.
They go on.
Listen. Because this is further proof.
And that's a very good point. We're gonna bring something up because and see the thing about it is like the brother explained to you before. I mean, I think it went over your head, but I'm gonna bring it back anyway. Right? Like the brother was saying, when we got to Africa, what were we calling ourselves before we got to Africa? Evidence right there.
Right. This book, right? African slave ships. Slave ships, right? Now, the one who made this map, this is a photographic image, obviously. But the man who made this map originally, his name was Emmanuel Bowen. Dated back to 1747. Alright? When the European powers carved up Africa, it was the custom of the European kings in those days to send out a cartographer or a map maker to outline and pinpoint his holdings. There was a cartographer in 1747 who went by the name of Emmanuel Bowen. This man held the title of royal cartographer for two European kings, King George II of England and King Louis of France. Alright, this is what he did. Alright, this is Guinea, right? This would be like Ghana, around Ghana, and this is all the slave coast, right? Kingdom of Judah.
Right, so for Judah. So that's just the point. So like you said, going back to what you were saying, if we were all in Africa, would we be having this conversation? Of course we would, because guess what? You had Israelites that knew they were Israelites. You had Israelites in Africa that knew they were Israelites while they were in the land of Africa.
This is made up by the way.
And that's real right there. We didn't make that up.
Or wider. Judah. Right? Judah. Right. This is real subject, West Africa. basically one of the things from London, the London Ball, 1737. You can have it back in the game. Judo. That's what you say it was Judo.
Yeah, that's only one tribe. And who's Emmanuel Bond?
He is some Edomite or a so-called white man for the European king. Or he was a cartographer in the 1700s. He was like a known map maker.
So Emmanuel Bowen, who you say an Edomite, right? Wrote this book.
No, he did it. He made this map.
Right.
He made the map, not the book. Not the book.
So
Lee B. Cummings made this book.
and who's Lee B. Cummings?
So he's
This guy.
yeah, historian in America. He's from the tribe of Judah.
Yeah, from what I can see, he looks like
A brother, isn't it?
I was going to say a black man, but
Yeah, because you're under that hypnosis, brother.
The spell's coming up.
Right, the spell, right. I put a step on you.
Esau with the puppet strings. I put a spell on you. That's your mind.
I'm gonna check that joint out when I get to the bed.
I know that one. Alright? So this is real, this is reality. This is not some playground fairy tale. This is reality. When you're saying with the Israelites, that's meaningful. The word black doesn't mean shit, bro. It don't mean shit. It doesn't say anything about your ancestry or where you come from. You're just black.
Black.
Just that. That's it. Nothing else. It doesn't say nothing about where you come from, your origin, where you descend from. When you say I'm an Israelite, that first tells me what land I come from. It tells me who my ancestor is. I'm a son of a man called Israel.
Right. So there's more definition.
You know, I'm an Israelite because there was a man. Let me get on Genesis 35 real quick because the people were confused about what even the word Israelite is, man. They don't even know what the hell that is, man.
I'm a bit out. Please, sir.
But
Alright, this is Job chapter 8, verse 8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers.
so prepare yourself for the search of your fathers, man. Where did your fathers come from? Africa. Africa. And the word Africa, that's a white man word, so you don't even have knowledge upon the name of that continent. Alright? We're a holy people. We come from the land of Israel. Alright?
so what's the original word for that? The land of Africa.
The land of Ham. That's the land of the Hamites. Or Ham. Noah had 3 sons. Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The descendants of Ham lived in that land. They took over that region, which is what you call Africa today. Alright? Now this is Genesis. Can you read it, bro? Genesis 35 verse 10. Now I want to show you where the word Israel comes from, man. And what it means. Okay? Because part of stripping the people of their power is stripping them of their identity.
Yeah.
And that's what Esau, his intention was to do in order to have dominion and complete power over us.
Yeah.
To strip us, take our flesh from our bones.
You know, too, as well, I want to, even on a biological level, you can even, like, for example, let's say now, I take one of my cells, right? And I put it into somebody else's cells. Guess what's gonna happen? Those cells are gonna resist against my cells. Why? Because the cells that I put within that other person has an identity. But see, when you take the identity from the cells, now you can merge the cells in with one. Because what you've done is this: you destroyed, you pretty much bought that particular cell without its identity. So that's the only way that the cells can merge in with the other cells. Is that the cell has no identity.
Alright, Genesis 35, verse 10. And God said unto him, Thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel, shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel.
Right, because our ancestor was Abraham. Who's the son of Abraham? Who's the son of Abraham? Alright, Abraham had many sons, right? But who was the one that inherited the promise?
That's what we gotta teach them, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
We gotta teach
That's
them.
what we gotta get into that, because the reason why you put you're not really into the Bible like how you should be is because you don't think that the Bible has anything to do with it.
King David.
Abraham didn't know nothing about King David. King David would come later on down the line.
Who's the son that Abraham talks about the most?
I mean, Abraham's first son was called Ishmael,
That's where the Arabs come.
but his second son was called Isaac, and the promise would be passed on to him. Okay? In fact, this you gotta get that. Talking about it's good.
And if I may say one thing, and see, this is why we gotta come out here in the hours and the hours, because we're here to teach our people.
You mean
Okay.
hold that against
Those are potentially of the elect. So we're here to teach them the word. But if no one's coming out here to teach Israel with the dealers, how are they gonna know?
105 verse 6. Okay. Like I said, it's not your fault, man, because we were all didn't know no better. Literally, all of us. I wasn't born and taught this. I wasn't born just knowing that I'm an Israelite.
Right.
I was confused, just like anybody else. I was doing a whole heap of madness, man. I had a straight up Mohican, man. I had a straight up Mohican. You would never imagine me with a Mohican, man.
You would imagine you would go fronts, man.